essentially that everyone needs an entrepreneurial mindset, even if they're not going to be an entrepreneur. And essentially what that means is that what we need is the ability to do things and fail and learn from them.
Yeah.
And I feel like as an entrepreneur yourself, you must understand that concept quite well.
Yeah. Yes. In so many ways. And it's so funny that you say that. Like right before I left the house, and I just made this connection out of what you just said, but right before I left the house, I was talking to our babysitter about like these little DIY projects that I just started around the house. Like I do one thing and then I get on a kick and I'll do like 10 and then I won't do anything for a while. But I was like, oh my gosh, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And she's like, oh, when I get a house, my boyfriend's going to have to do X, Y, Z, but like we're going to fight over it because it'll need to be perfect. And I was like, no, man, my superpower is that I do not care about perfection, so I can get these things done fast. And that, I think, speaks to exactly what you were just saying. It's like, if I end up doing it this way and I mess it up and it doesn't work out and I fail, well, then I will have learned from that experience and I'll figure out how to do it a different way. And I'll probably want to change it in, 6 months anyway. So it's that constant state of being in a creative mind and being willing to learn rather than feeling like it's either pass or fail.
That's such a great point, too. And you and I were having a phenomenal conversation in the kitchen before the podcast that I kind of want to tie into what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like so many people in the world right now, have it be as entrepreneurs or as someone who wants to do something entrepreneurial but still has a job, or someone who wants to start creating art or creating content or just going for something. It can be hard because right now in this world, it's like, one, you have to be really good at what you do, and you kind of need to choose one thing. Yeah. And you were explaining to me how that's not how it has to be. So can you go through that again one more time?
Yeah. So I just I'm anti find your niche. That's just not the way I work. And I can't thrive in that, and it works for some people. Do you know what I mean? So if someone says to you, like, find your niche, hone in on that, be really, really great at one thing. If you hear that and you get lit up and you're like, fuck yeah, I can do that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Then that's what you should be doing. But if you hear that, which kind of leads to the conversation you and I were having where you were like, I'm like pumped about this and I kind of want to do this and I want to do this and I want to check this out and I have this idea, like, do them, do them. Not everybody is meant to follow the same path. Mm-hmm. And for me, I would feel, I would be bored. If entrepreneurship meant that I needed to find one thing and be good at it and be really good at it, I would have abandoned my business, But my business it'll be 9 years in January, and we have grown together and evolved together, and it's multifaceted, and it has definitely not done growing and evolving. I believe that there are people who are meant to explore and allow their creative heart to actually be their guide and to be the loudest voice in the room. And if that makes sense to you, if that lights you up, then my advice to you would be to do it all with no attachment and no expectation, so that if you start playing something out and you're like, it's not working for you, you don't have too much pride that you can't just let it go.